Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? We're back again with another daily Casper and crypto market live stream. And Casper, where have I seen this before? Casper right now currently up 6.89% on the daily time frame, valued at 11.76 cents. Now, of course, don't be emotional, be logical. We are still down 50 odd percent, 42% from its all-time high. Still got a ways to go, but when the market is currently correcting across the board, Casper is rallying against the market. We have now official confirmation that we have broken above this level of resistance. At the 11 cents though, we are now currently at 11.77 cents, and we are seeing resistance once more at the next level being 12 cents. But this is a very, very good sign. Confirmation in my belief, we're in the next bullish leg for Casper. We saw it come down to 5 cents down at the bottom down here. Saw a nice rally up, consolidation, rally up, pullback, and then we saw it take off right now. So in my personal belief, not financial advice, this is going in accordance to our predictions, not my predictions, because we've all been hoping the same thing. The predictions that we'd see Casper have a very bullish May. April was fantastic for Casper. Casper starting off, around here, but for argument's sake, let's just say it's at the very bottom down here. Seeing a 2x from absolute bottom to absolute top, although it ended off around here. And now we're seeing Casper go through the next leg up in May. And that's following 10 BPS being launched. That's following the soon-to-be released smart contract elements onto Casper as well. And much, much more as well to get into. Things are looking very, very good. We're going to get into exactly why the markets are correcting and why Casper is pumping. Well, we can pin that down to a number of reasons. There's no exact catalyst that I have found that's caused Casper to pump, apart from it just being time. It's time for Casper to pump. After Casper being suppressed for so very long, with 10 BPS now being out, it's time that Casper starts catching back up to where it should be. Which time will tell. We know we have some very important things to cover. So as always, those who have been holding Casper the whole way through, the light is near the end of the tunnel. We are almost going to be in a completely different still, a much more bullish scenario. Of course, the first steps to pass all-time highs, then we can end up making predictions about where Casper can reach this cycle. I don't do that anymore, but we can still look to where Casper is going to reach the cycle, and we are going to see a lot more coming through. And of course, the higher the price of Casper, and the more we see this sort of momentum, the higher possibility these elusive tier ones who have been waiting for whatever reason, whatever catalyst, may decide to take action and list Casper. So, a lot to get into. As always, if you enjoy this content, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And welcome back, everybody. Hope you're having a very, very good weekend so far. Eternal Nightmare first. Also, Casper path resistance. Yes, it has. It's looking very strong right now. Casper will go to space. It will, hopefully. Dimitar, welcome back, my man. Hope you're doing very well. 154 million volume on a Sunday. We can see that right here on CMC. 163 now, which is absolutely insane on a Sunday. Is very impressive considering that, of course, crypto is 24/7. But for the most part, we're still very much in a TradFi era where it's typically 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. So seeing this happening on a Sunday is very good news. And yeah, gonna likely continue from this point forward as well. QAAT, welcome back, my man. I'm doing very, very well. Happy Sunday to you too. And yes, Casper is going to 13 cents. Hopefully. I hope so as well, because the elusive wallet 2, which we can see right now, has not bought any Casper as of late. But this wallet, to my knowledge, has an average price entry of Casper at around 13 cents. So if it's a part of 13 cents and this is the speculated Binance wallet, they'll finally be net positive in Casper. And that could also be the catalyst they want to list the project. Considering everything else is coming out for Casper in the next couple of months, and the market also looking up as well, they could use the incoming catalyst as FOMO to continue rallying the price up higher and making more money, which of course, with Casper being fair launch, that's what they want to do. They want to make a significant profit off Casper. So, looking up in that regard. Welcome back, Mr. Mama Man. First, ignore Eternal, Dimitar, and QAAT. If you say so, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well today. You know what? Considering Casper is back above the damn resistance zone, I allow you to be first. Yeah, I guess so. and we can go higher because Bitcoin started to move to $105,000. Casper may follow further with Bitcoin. That's also a possibility. I mean, right now Bitcoin is not really moving today. It's currently down 0.27, so it's not really moving. It's consolidating quite well at this level right here. So this to me is a strong sign that the buyers are in control right now of Bitcoin, which is a very good sign for the whole market. The buyers are in control because Bitcoin, despite there being some selling pressure, Bitcoin is holding strong at this level right here, which means that in the upcoming, couple of days or so, considering that tomorrow we have the crypto task force meeting with the likes of BlackRock and Fidelity attending as well, and equally then on Tuesday, in 2 days' time, we're going to see the CPI inflation data come out. If those two announcements and metrics come out and they end up being bullish, then that will be a good indicator that Bitcoin will start pushing towards all-time highs. There will be resistance at around this level, no doubt. I think 110k is where you've got, I think, roughly $2 billion worth of positions that will be liquidated at 110,000. So I think we'll see resistance here, see it pull back, and then we'll see it blow past and go much higher as well. But again, time will tell. Do your own research, not financial advice. You know the whole sayings. Casper seems a little motivated, like a storm that is approaching. It does seem that way as well. It does really much seem that way, that Casper is about to go through a good rally. Now, of course, we could see it pull back today still. We have got, we've seen the wick down here. So there were a lot of sellers earlier. Now we've got a lot of buyers right now. Where it finishes will be important, of course. But fundamentally speaking, we have seen the demand for Casper. The buyers are in control. And this therefore could be an indicator that Casper over the next coming days might see pullbacks, but will still start to make this move upwards until we find the next strong level of resistance, which for me, I would like to believe is probably around 13 cents, the next strong one. If you look at the market chart and base it on what we've seen in history, we can see an area that's been very, very strong. We've seen a lot of resistance consistently is around 12 cents. 13 cents is equally one that has seen continuous levels as well, but it looks to be around this zone here. Between these two zones seems to be where you see a lot of areas where Casper has seen some form of resistance and been, trading between. So I'm speculating that Casper will probably rise to there, and then we'll see where it moves from there. But ultimately, things are looking bullish indeed. Just a pass through. This is full of momentum. It does look that way, definitely. Volume for Casper's up as well, which is great to see. Again, the higher the volume, the higher chance these tier ones decide they want to list Casper. Binance have been, leaking Casper for a year. Been a very long time. We have no idea about Binance when they're going to do it, but we know they support Casper. They know they're going to do it, but we don't know when. Coinbase have connections, but no idea when. OKX have connections, no idea when. Crypto.com is the most recent one who did showcase a page on how to buy Casper, which the last time someone did that was OKX, and they removed that page immediately. Mexi's is still up. Not Mexi's, Crypto.com still up. So potentially this FOMO will also drive a possibility of Crypto.com issuing a Casper trading pair, whether it be spot or perps. We'll have to wait and see. But again, things are looking strong. Good evening, DC Man. I'm doing very, very well. And you too, Kryptoni. Let's go. We have liftoff. You know it. Looking strong. The conviction we've had is hopefully and likely going to be paying off very, very soon. Welcome back, Nessie, my man. I'm doing very, very well. And you too, LB. I've seen you retract the message, but welcome back, my man. And you too, Divas Bro. Hopefully everyone's having a very, very good day. And yeah. And you too, Buffalo. Everyone else who I'll be saying hello to later on. But let's get into the sources for today's stream first and foremost. Welcome back, everyone, once again. So to start off with, I'm going to get into the little bit of the fundamental here, which comes from the source that I saw someone post in this chat earlier, but had it already preloaded, which is that apparently the White House has announced a trade deal with China, which is really, really reassuring news. Very reassuring. They are still negotiating. We heard apparently United States and China were talking yesterday, which is great news. And they are continuing talking today. And apparently now they have come to some form of agreement. Again, it's early doors. We'll have to see how exactly it plays out. But this is very reassuring news and will be definitely one of the biggest catalysts for that will affect the markets in the immediate short term. And that also may be what's helping Casper rally more so as well. But why the markets are rallying with that news is probably because of this here, which I'll get into in a moment. But we can see also in another support of potentially seeing more market momentum in the coming week. Apparently the White House said more traders could be announced this week as well. So we have the SEC Crypto Task Force happening tomorrow, the inflation data coming up the day afterwards, and then we potentially will see more trade deals. We had United Kingdom already. We'll see more with other major nations as well, with the US, that will also help alleviate more of the FUD around the tariffs, and also likely result, therefore, in more momentum in the market and seeing Bitcoin surpass its all-time highs, even only just slightly, still likely happen. I made a video yesterday talking about the sort of move I anticipate in the market right now. How I believe we've got 2 weeks until we'll see, a definite confirmation of we're going to see higher highs in the market. So we've got at least 2 weeks, I believe, but I think May is going to be a very, very big time. If you don't watch the video, then definitely go check it out. But things are looking up right now. While the market's currently down, we can see again, Bitcoin's currently down a little bit. Ethereum's down 3%, XRP's down 4%, SUI 2, C 4.6, and so on and so forth. Casper's the only one that's really showing strong strength, apart from Ultra here as well. So why is this happening? It could just be because the market needs to cool off again. You can't always expect bullish momentum upwards. It's a cool off period, but I think it's also because of this here as well. Japan 40-year yield. So to understand this, right? Basically, we are seeing an increase in Japan's 40-year bond yields, which I believe is at 2.574% or so. Well, actually even higher right now, but it's going up. So we've seen a massive increase as of May, a drastic increase in the Japanese bond yield, which it basically reflects the shift in Japan's economic conditions and landscape. So seeing this massive rise could be a potential indicator of increasing growth and inflationary pressure. So it could attract more capital and alleviate the burden of Japan's debt. So it's great for Japan, seeing this go up so massively. But however, with the Japanese yield, the bonds going up so drastically, this ultimately is further diminishing the dollar's strength. If you do DYX right now, I can see right now the dollar. You can see the circle. I was talking about it with my executives in my VIP roundtable earlier today, so I already drew this out. But you can see here the dollar right now is down, and the dollar coming down is normally a good thing for investment markets, of course, because it means you're more likely going to want to hold gold or on risk assets. If the dollar's coming down, the dollar's not safe. But you can see here the dollar since Trump's inauguration has come down significantly. That was by design, in my belief, but come down significantly. And when you compare how far the dollar's come back compared to where the markets are at, we're nearly at all-time highs again. Yet the dollar is significantly lower. So again, this is just an indicator that the dollar strength is still weakening. The Japan yield's going up so much, it's also further diminishing the dollar, which is also potentially why I believe the markets are correcting today, because it does still cause correction in the markets when it comes down. When this whole correction happened here, crypto's coming down with it as well. It's only when it started consolidating down here in the beginning of April that crypto started going through a significant rally. Look around here. You're looking at April 4th. Bitcoin was down here, April 4th. And then we saw a small pullback in the dollar, and that's when Bitcoin started to rally as well. So again, the small pullback in the dollar is also what I believe is further diminishing the market right now. But of course, Casper is doing its own thing, kind of trying to push towards 12 cents right now, which is great to see. But that's why the market, I believe, are correcting today. This could further help alleviate the worries of the market and see more bullish momentum. You can see even here from Christian Ludwig, Casper is known for doing its own thing regardless of what the rest of the market is doing. In 2025, we will see 2023 all over again when it marks itself as the best performing asset in the world. That's what we saw last year, or 2023 even, when Casper was continuously outperforming everything else in the bear cycle. We are in a similar scenario, arguably similar scenario now, where we're going to see Casper once more outperform everything else and do extremely well, which is great for us Casper holders who got in at the bottom. Shout out to Ty Fork in my Discord server, my free community server, who has been longing Casper at, I believe, around just short of 10 cents, around 9 cents, something like that, and his positions are looking very, very healthy. So shout out to you, my man. Those who, again, I don't trade Casper personally, but I do see the benefit in it, and I do trade occasionally. We do also provide trades in the VIP group as well, and I'm going to be providing some in the free channel as well, and the trades have been very, very profitable from our from the trader that we have got inside our group here. So definitely worth checking out. And again, it's a way that you can potentially, again, increase. Of course, it's risks. Do your own research. Trade your discretion. Chart flow simply just showcasing the trades that he's taking part in real time, and I am joining along with some of them real time as well, and I'm making quite a lot of money with it. He's doing very, very well. We've seen a lot of our lowest position right now has been an 80% upwards move. The best one, I think, is around a 200-300%. But the lowest one is 80% up. So we haven't had a bad position in the recent like 10 or so picks he put in, we haven't had any losses yet, which is fantastic. Of course, that can change, but so far things have been very, very good. So if you want to find out more about sort of stuff, you can check it out. Link down below in the description, on the homepage as well here. 7-day free trial as well. Just go check it out down there. Warp.com/coin-factory. And we will provide some free trades in, hopefully in the near future. I've convinced Chartflow to do so in the public server. So you want to get a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? A test of the waters. Then you can join the free community, which again, link down below in the description and also here as well. And if you like what you see and you want to learn a lot more, be even more in tuned, we're learning a lot more regarding, weekly live streams. We did one today earlier, risk management elements, educational alpha research sources. We covered documents from PwC and Deloitte and the Financial Service Authority in Japan today, looking at what they're looking at for crypto and why we're going to go so much higher as well as educational videos, all that sort of stuff. Then you go check that out down below in the description. 7-day free trial as well. But yeah, with that being said, again, Casper's doing very, very well, and that gives me more conviction what's coming through as well. And again, those who've been trading it, while I don't trade Casper, they have seemingly done very well as well, which is fantastic news to see. And, I mentioned this article yesterday. I haven't had, again, the chance to look through it properly, but this is a post here. Bank quote, DAG just tend to make a lot of very, very long articles on Casper, and they have been very informative, talking about the post-crescendo landscape for Casper right now. Where Casper's post-crescendo landscape, where proof of work based layers meet a unified roll-up future, talking ultimately about all these significant KIPs that came through that let Casper properly integrate layer 2s on the platform and making it a more fully fledged layer 1 and a DEX, if you will, or soon to be DEX. And it set up everything for what's coming through right now. He gave a quick run through of what all the KIPs are and what they are, which I've covered in my previous streams as well. Ultimately what their benefits are. The big one for me is KIP 15, which literally allows the ability for layer 2 to jump on layer 1s. Together, the 5 KIP, well, you need all 5, but the KIP 15 for me is the most important one. He highlights the importance of ordering on layer 1, which we should already know. Layer 2s, like Arbitrum, for example, people have used, abused the Arbitrum layer 2 and stolen transaction fees, therefore making it more centralized, again, less secure. With Casper, if all going through the layer 1, it's more secure and goes towards the miners efficiently as well. The base rollups he puts down here in plain English. As I tell you, Alice swaps, signs a swap on rollup A, and broadcasts it to the Casper mempool or mempool. A miner picks up the transactions, gives it a place in the DAG, and collects the Casper fee. Rollup A's wow, I'm struggling to speak English. Executor watches the DAG tip, executes a swap off chain, and creates a. I'm really struggling today. I apologize. It's here. I don't know why. My mouth stopped working today. But yeah, jokes aside, I'm sure everyone's laughing at that. This is ultimately the understanding of base wallets and why they're big. And even we had people in my community earlier who showcased how they've been mining the blocks of Casper on 10 BPS, and some of the fees they've been getting have been higher than their typical 5.5, and that's because of transaction fees. So when you see more document coming to Casper on the layer 2 through to layer 1.5 to layer 1 Casper, you'll be able to make more than just a basic 5.5 Casper. You make more than just a 5.5 Casper reward, or whatever it is, 5.2. You end up seeing more because the transaction fees will also give you more rewards as well, which is, again, very important stuff. Atomic possibility is very, very important. Again, he highlights here what it's again very in-depth article from Bankquote DAG. I'll definitely recommend everybody taking the time to watch and to read through it. Again, it talks into what will be the defining road markers for the years to come as well next year, which you got elements like DAG night, you've got IG roll up, you've got dual auction fee market, all this sort of stuff. Very, very important. Even highlights how it compares to big names as well. It's a very in-depth article. We can see how long it is. The final take here. Crescendo did not merely 10x Casper speed, it redefined the protocol's center of gravity. Miners no longer paid just to stamp payments, they are now a backbone of the anti-fragmentation strategy. Rollup builders no longer chase their own sequence of tokens, they ride proof of work ordering and earn Casper from day one. Users no longer juggle half a dozen networks, they live inside one wallet and one confirmation clock. Ultimately, Crescendo is a very, very big deal, and we'll see a lot more coming to Casper in the very near future. And this is also potentially what's helping drive Casper price up there right now, because we understand that Casper is now very comfortably a competing infrastructure. It's got the competing element to it now. It needs a smart contract still, but those are coming out very shortly. That will probably cause a much more significant price pump for Casper when smart contracts come out, when tier 1s list a project. A stable contract for Casper, those would be even more significant price pumpers. Right now, we've got purely, I like to say, the time for Casper is right. It's got all the necessary foundations there. The speed, security, the centralization, all that is now up to task to be superior to anything else in this space. And then we'll see the actual use case come through very shortly as well. Even AI here seems to understand what Casper's about here, talking about, our Casper, very strong proof of work. It's stronger. It's funny how these alt layer 1s with VC backing got smoked by something based ghost miners in a real speed test. Ultimately, again, harnessing that Casper is very strong. And I'll play this video in a moment, which ultimately just showcases Casper, its speed compared to other major chains. But what I want to also talk about here is shout out to Jordan, if he is watching, I'm not sure, who he added me in this, right? And this to me is just very important, right? The House of Crypto. I'm not sure anybody knows who the House of Crypto is, but he is a very big name. He's a very big name. 200 and something thousand, 267,000 subscribers, right? He's a very, very big name, right? And why he's a very, very big name, and if he's got a Casper in his recent logo here as well, which is interesting. I've not watched the video. I don't personally plan to. He had a comment on his video recently where he highlighted Casper can't deploy smart contracts. They are aiming to implement that, however, not looking good right now. Also, the block DAG highly limiting on transaction throughput, as with higher quality of transactions, the process gets highly complex and cluttered, meaning transaction costs will start to skyrocket over a certain rate. Casper is a great blockchain for fooling newbies into thinking it's good. It went up a lot early, which gave them confirmation bias. It was a brilliant blockchain, however, there is a reason only the newbie YouTubers who don't really understand crypto talk about it. This to me is ignorance. And I'm not coming at House of Crypto, but it's ignorance. Because for me, this is evidently someone who's not done enough research into Casper. The only credible thing he said here is Casper can't deploy smart contracts. Right now it can. Well, right now actually it can. But it has not got smart contracts yet. However, the same way he says they're aiming to implement that, however it's not looking good, that is false, because they're aiming to implement it and it's going to come out in the next, month or two, according to Casper Door. So why is it not looking good in that regard? It's also a block DAG highly limiting on transaction throughput, as with higher quality of transactions, the process gets highly complex. Even that, I highlighted here, Casper is highly limiting on transaction throughput. Casper's block DAG architecture is literally designed to enhance transaction throughput and scalability, not limit it. So that is completely incorrect. Transaction costs will start to skyrocket over a certain rate. Well, of course they will, as any chain does. Look at Ethereum. When it gets really congested, the fees are extortionately high. When there's a lot of traffic, it's going to be expensive. So when Casper's ecosystem inevitably grows more as well, it will be more expensive. However, with Casper, you have the ability to choose whether you want to pay a higher or lower transaction fee for higher priority. So you can choose to pay a much smaller fee, but you'll have to just wait a lot longer to get the transactions come through. Casper has that ability. So, and again, this is part of the thing you see of a lot of content creators in general. And I'm not by any means a saint. Again, I do my research as much as I can do. I try to make sure I'm protecting my community and give my understanding of the project, the goods and the bads. Even when I talk about projects like Sui, Say, Tau, I've given both sides of things. I understand their risks and I do highlight the community as well. But with Casper, for me, while there are downsides to it right now in regards to, again, they haven't got smart contracts right now. That's changing quickly. And for me, with a lot of YouTubers who, especially when they're big as well, they don't need to do in-depth research into something. They can do surface level research and make a very generic opinion on it. The big reason why no one who is big talks about Casper is because nobody is paid to talk about Casper. The other major projects, they have the capital to reach out to the other YouTubers and speak about and get them to speak about it. I'm not saying they all do. I'm not even claiming House of Crypto does. I don't know him. I don't know what his material is really about. But I know he covers crypto. I don't know if he gets paid or not. Again, that's not my point here. My point being is he has a very large following and he is downplaying Casper through his own belief based on factually incorrect information. And that's a very common thing you see throughout this space right now because nobody understands Casper properly. If they did, this wouldn't be said here. The only part that would be said here, they haven't got smart contracts yet. But saying that, this to me is the biggest red flag of it all. The block DAG highly limiting on transaction throughput, as with higher quality of transactions, the process gets highly complex and cluttered, meaning the transaction costs will start to skyrocket over a certain rate. That in of itself is incorrect because the block DAG is not limiting. Its whole premise of the block DAG is to streamline and enhance transaction throughput and scalability, not to limit it. So is just an idea me highlighting once more that we are early, with even the biggest and most renowned content creators still not understanding crypto Casper properly. They've got a lot of knowledge. They're great YouTubers, they're great content creators. They know a lot about crypto, of course. But when you look at Casper on the surface, it's easy to FUD it. It's very easy to FUD it. Of course it is. If you look at Bitcoin on the surface, you're going to FUD Bitcoin as well. But when you actually start to understand the intricate nature of what these projects actually are, when you do in-depth research, your sentiment can change. The fact that it says it's not quick as well, I mean, look at this, for example. You can see here. We look at this video here. Casper compared to XRP. Casper completed in 2.9 seconds. XRP did 9.48. Casper Solana, 2.6 seconds to 9.93 for Solana. Sui, 2.4 to 4.48. So, three of the biggest crypto projects in this space. XRP. What? No, not Sui. Oh. Every time I say Sui, my Siri goes off. What was I saying? Yeah, every time. So Casper's proven itself against three of the biggest infrastructures for transactions right now. The three biggest for transactions is Solana, Sui, and XRP. Ethereum's not scalable anyway. We don't need to talk about Ethereum. Those are the three ones that are being utilized and spoke about the most. And Casper is already significantly faster than the next best one being Sui. Now, of course, there are fast chains like Say, for example. Say is incredibly quick. It's incredibly quick. But while I haven't tested it, I'm fairly sure and if I'm anything convinced that Casper is the fastest. Casper is extremely fast with 10 bps and it's going to be much faster and you're going to see real use coming through. Of course, Casper may experience some slowness with congestion when there's more adoption on chain, but it's still significantly faster and more secure and decentralized. That's already another benefit. So I just wanted to highlight that while being a talking point and also just again trying to let you all know that we are extremely early. There's still a lot of ignorance around Casper, and I don't use that word in a attacking sense. The word ignorance just basically means they're just not really sure about something. Ignorance sounds like a very, very rude word. If you say you're ignorant, you call someone ignorant, it sounds like you're being very rude to someone, and that's just the nature of how the word's being used, but it just basically means you're just not really knowledgeable in the area. And there's a lot of YouTubers who are big as well who don't need to look at these next crypto gem type things, they don't know of Casper. And if they have researchers, they haven't done enough research either, evidently, because Casper is a great blockchain, but it was not for falling newbies. Don't get me wrong, when it had a great pump early on, it did give Casper a lot of confirmation bias of it reaching $10. That was a moonboy number, highly unlikely, right? But it's not for me a product that will trick newbies because it's decentralized nature. How is it going to trick newbies? It's got the significant upgrade that proves itself to be superior in terms of speed to the other major chains. Once you see smart contracts run on Casper, you'll then see the significant use case coming through as well. The fact of the matter being is you've got YouTubers like this guy, and many more who have flooded Casper, right? You have institutions like Marathon who mine Casper. And with respect, I would trust Marathon more than I trust a high subscriber influencer. In saying that, Marathon have significantly reduced their portfolio of Casper, their balance sheet, going from over 100 million to 30 million to now they even removed the name Casper off their balance sheet. So they have remove that in that regard. But I did highlight yesterday, or the day before, you got Adam Swick, who is the Chief Strategy Officer of Marathon, who posted a crescendo image. They are still bullish on Casper. They still upgraded to crescendo. They are still mining Casper. They're just holding less of it. Which Shai says here, I have to honestly ask who cares about Marathon. What's important is that they still mine Casper. It means securing the network is profitable, which makes it economically sustainable. What they do with it is besides the point. In fact, personally, I'd rather they sell the Casper. It furnishes better coin spread, which is more important in the long run than the downward selling pressure it creates. If you remember, back in history, Marathon officially started mining Casper back in September 2023, which is around here. You can't see it on the... Sorry, it's around here. September 2023 is around here. They started mining Casper around here. They publicly announced it in around July, just at the top, pretty much. Around here. That's when they announced it. They had 9 months of mining it in secret before they announced it. And then pretty much since then, and I'm not saying it's Marathon's fault. They definitely were a part in it, but it's not necessarily their fault. But they had over 100 million Casper. We found out in the quarterly report from November, which was judging therefore the quarterly report for around here, that they had over 100 million Casper. And Casper continuously started going down from here. We found out in the next quarterly report in February time, which is for December, which is around here, they went from over 100 million to 30. And now they've removed the name of Casper on their balance sheet as we're going now into May, which is for their quarterly report just gone for the March. So Marathon are definitely a contributing factor to the Casper price going down. Not the only reason, but they're a contributing factor. But either way, they upgraded to crescendo. They're still bullish on Casper. They're still holding crescendo. They're still mining Casper. They're still holding some of it, just not as much. But they're still mining it. I trust, and again, trust is I'm using the word very loosely here because I don't really trust any of these people. I choose my own research. I trust what I look into. But I would have more trust in the institutional researchers who are choosing to mine Casper than I would somebody who hasn't looked into Casper properly at all. Evidently. Casper can't necessarily be a terrible project if you've got people like Marathon who are willing to mine it for the first time ever diversify away from Bitcoin to mine Casper. You wouldn't do that if it's a terrible project. While they have been reducing their balance sheet, they're still mining Casper. That is undeniable. That is still bullish. And again, as Shai highlights what I agree with here, I would prefer them selling it as well. They're holding this in their balance sheet. They're making it more distributed. So all they're doing right now is contributing to the mining element of Casper, the spread of Casper, while not holding as much. That's great. That's fantastic. So that again for me is good news. I just needed to highlight for me again, while we're seeing Casper doing very, very well, and we're going to see more coming through very soon. Potentially tier 1s on the horizon. Smart contracts, again, not far off according to Casper Door, potentially in the next month or so. We're seeing a lot more coming to Casper, which is very, very good to see. And you'll see more people FUD Casper as they do, due to either ignorance, lack of information, or they've got a personal vendetta against Casper because they want to be paid and they're getting paid. Again, you can nitpick whatever it is, the reason for hating Casper. But there are enough supporting arguments to discredit the FUD. Every time someone's FUDded Casper, that alone, I can discredit everything you said here. I just did. The only thing that I can't necessarily discredit is the smart contract element, but even then I can, because I'm saying they're coming out in the next month or so. What we don't know is how long it'll take for adoption to come through. Adoption might take some time, but I think it could be quickly enough because you've got the KRI, because you've got the KF and their market makers who are hopefully going to help out as well. Because you've got tier 1s coming through, because you've got Casper as an ecosystem already proving its speed against other chains and starting to rally in price. If this rallies now, for argument's sake, and you get smart contracts up here, when the price is rallying against everything else, when everything is kind of stagnant, Casper's going up massively, you'll see people jumping on Casper, looking at the project again. Because most people just go on to CoinMarketCap and look at the trending section. They look here. And while Casper's not one of the trending ones up there right now, it could very well become one of the trending coins. Is Casper even up here? I'm curious. Doesn't look like it is right now. No, it doesn't look like it's right there. But Casper is one of the, bigger gainers on the day. In the last 24 hours. I even checked that. Yeah, look, number 3 right now. Only being outdone by Pi and Optimism. So it is one of the most trending ones on the day. So we're going to see more coming to Casper, and there's no doubt in my mind. It's just a matter of time. I'll get into more of the post in a moment, but let me answer the question real quickly as well. Head to 15 cents. It's a matter of time. It won't happen overnight, of course. I mean, that's unlikely, but for me, Casper will reach that in due time. Every time Casper pumps or goes down, it looks so like God and Black Swan candles. You know what I mean? It looks crazy. 17.7 cents, 11.7 cents right now. If it breaks the 200-day moving average, I mean, it's going to be a tough level to break out of. We can see a lot of strength and around the 12 cent zone around here, so it's going to be tough to break out of it. But for me, I would like to see Casper maybe if it goes higher, fantastic. But otherwise, I wouldn't mind seeing Casper just coming back a little bit and then kind of trading up here for a couple of days, and then we see the trade stuff come through, and we see the market therefore rally again with Bitcoin, and then Casper goes up here again. Casper's already made a rally against the market today. It can now decide if it wanted to blend back into the market again. That'd be fine. Look at Casper Bitcoin dominance right now. You can see as well it's doing very well today, of course. Obviously it's still down against Bitcoin. If you go and take it from its original start position, which is there, it's still down versus Bitcoin. I need to get that. It's down roughly 13%. That's not really that much at all anymore. So Casper's already making this sort of potential move to start becoming bullish against Bitcoin again, which would be fantastic news to us. Casper is on a big move for something big is coming. Binance tomorrow. That would be incredible if that was the case, Mila. I'm a bit skeptical. I mean, again, we have no confirmation. Binance won't announce anything prior. They'll just do it when they're ready. We've seen the volume going up, which is fantastic. And the highest volume we've seen for quite some time, which is good to see. We can see Gate dominating 27%, MEXC 22%, BitGet and Bybit 8 and 7 apiece. Kraken's at 1.6, LBAC 13. So we're seeing more holders coming in. We're seeing more volume in this Binance, then that'd be incredible. I'm skeptical, but things evidently are running for Casper right now, so the buyers are starting to gain more control. And we're seeing Casper surpass 3 billion markup again as well, number 38. Casper still is in for a strong shot to surpass everybody this cycle, and when it does, well, people still FUD Casper, of course, because either they sold early or they just have no faith in the project. Either way, they'll FUD it because what they want to do. I don't get into the whole back and forth. It's not worth my time. Not worth anybody's time, really. But I'll let the fundamental speak for itself. The price will flip the fundamentals. The fundamentals I'll let speak for itself. That's how I perceive crypto and Casper. Welcome back, Llama Man. You're doing very, very well. China tariff deal announced. Yes, that had happened apparently. So we'll see where that comes and what's going to be announced in the coming days and weeks as well, hopefully. Need Casper to get above 13 cents for Binance, probably. That's what I think as well, if that wallet too is Binance, because again, that's the average around 13 cents. So I'm hoping that 13 cents is when we'll see this wallet maybe make that move if it is Binance. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Boom time indeed. It's definitely boom time right now. Looking very, very good. Very good indeed. I thought they were still in talks. I mean, I think they announced here, apparently they've announced a trade deal with China. It's probably like they've put in a deal on the table, and it's still like it's maybe got some form of verbal agreement. Again, we don't know the exact details right now. I can see if I can look up and see exactly what is being announced, if there is anything. So it looks like, if I'm looking at the Telegram right now, the White House has said its negotiators have reached a trade deal with China. Of course, I'm being limited because I don't pay for it. Why? So yeah, we can see here. This is from the whitehouse.gov website. So, credible in that regard. Secretary of the Treasury Scott Bessent. I'm happy to report that we made substantial progress between the United States and China in the very important trade talks. First, I want to thank the Swiss host. The Swiss government has been very kind in providing us this wonderful venue, and I think that led to a great deal of productivity we've seen. We will be given details tomorrow, so I'll find out more tomorrow. But I can tell you that the talks were productive. We had the Vice Premier, 2 Vice Ministers who were integrally involved, Ambassador Jameson and myself, and I spoke to Trump, as did Ambassador Jameson last night, and he is fully informed of what's going on, so there will be a complete briefing tomorrow morning. So we should be finding out tomorrow, therefore, what has been confirmed with China. And that will be a very, very quick turnaround. If we get, an actual trade deal, verbally and kind of announced tomorrow, it'll be a very quick turnaround, considering that the United Kingdom just signed, and we just got their first talks happening now, and in just 2-3 days of talking, seemingly, they've now come to an agreement. Jameson highlights here, this was, as the Secretary pointed out, a very constructive 2 days. It's important to understand how quickly we were able to come to an agreement, which reflects that perhaps the differences were not so large as maybe thought. That being said, there's a lot of groundwork that went into these 2 days. Just remember why we are here in the first place. The US has a massive $1.2 trillion trade deficit, so Trump declared a national emergency and imposed tariffs. So it looks like, I mean, that's what we've been talking about for a while. Again, I don't care if you like or hate Trump, that's not my point here. My point is that I did believe, based on the maths, not based on the emotions or the human, not based on Trump, not based on the administration, based on the maths. America was in a massive trade deficit, and the only way that they could be able to afford to refinance that debt or that maturing debt was to crash the markets and then refinance it at a lower level. And, you know, they've still got a 1.2 trillion trade deficit. So that's why, seemingly, Trump also declared imposed tariffs to help fill that, as well as start crashing the market. And we're confident that the deal we struck with our Chinese partners will help us work towards resolving that national emergency. So it looks like, again, tomorrow's going to be a very, very big day. So we're seeing the markets right now going through a bit of a correction. Casper, again, doing strong today. Hopefully it'll finish that way. And then maybe we may see the markets go towards another push towards maybe all-time high for Bitcoin, up around 108k maybe, who knows. If the trade deal comes out being very favourable, that is the last bit of FUD. Right now, still FUD around tariffs. If China have come to an agreement, and then all the other nations also announce that they're going to start announcing their trade deals this week, alongside the hopeful positive CPI inflation data and the crypto task force happening tomorrow, with BlackRock and other members there as well, this could be a very, very bullish week. I mean, in regards to the M2 again, we'll probably see it go up and then come back down. Go up, maybe just surpass all-time highs and then come back down again. But it's going to look like a very, very good week for crypto, hopefully. And again, this just coincided with the video that I made here, 2 weeks until we got, 2 weeks till the end of the month pretty much. And there's so many massive catalysts in coming out from now to the 2 week period that we could see come 26th of May, a very, very big price surge. The only thing we're waiting for right now is stablecoin regulations, which have been delayed by the Democrats and other, well, I imagine it's mainly Democrats who have delayed it, according to information right now. And that hopefully will change very soon as well. So we could see, again, depending on the trade deals and what's announced tomorrow, a lot of more bullish momentum, which is fantastic stuff. Who cares about Binance? They rug everything. I mean, true, but so true and also not, right? And I'll explain my reason for that. Binance rug everything. What I'm assuming you mean by that is that whenever a project is listed on Binance, FOMO and then dump straight away. And that is true. But keep in mind once more, every other project in this space, they would have paid Binance. It would have paid Binance money or the token itself to list a project. Therefore, Binance don't care if the project's in a good position or not. They'll list a project, it'll go up, and then it'll just tank down. They've made money anyway. They don't care. They really don't care. But with Casper, who's not paying Binance, they have to buy it themselves. So, therefore, when Binance decides to want to list Casper, they don't want this market to go down. They won't want that. They'll want it to go here, maybe a small pullback, as you would expect from seldom news, but then continue going up. So they want to list it likely when the market is pumping, when all the big developments coming out for Casper, and the market's looking really, really strong. And Casper's price is doing really, really strong. So we've got a good day for Casper right now. Tomorrow, hopefully, be an even better day. And if the FOMO keeps driving more and more, and Casper surpasses 13 cents, maybe, and that's speculative about 13 cents, but hopefully soon we'll see Binance actually list Casper. Apparently they've been ready since 2024. Why they're not listed, I don't know, but it could be very soon now. Binance rug everything because they don't care. They have to care about Casper, otherwise they're going to lose money because they're paying it out of their own pocket this time around. What's up, DD, my man? I'm doing very, very well, and welcome back to the channel. And yes, Falco, locked and loaded as you should be, my man. Jones, my man, exciting times indeed. What's up, Crypto Ghost, man? How you doing? Very, very well. And you too, Brett. Welcome back, everyone, to the stream once again. With Moon yet? Not yet, Wing Hong, but things are looking up. That's for damn sure. Why Casper pumping? Did I miss something? Though right now, there's not really any definitive reason why. From what I can judge here, there's no definitive reason why Casper's actually pumping, apart from it's just maybe time for it to pump. We've got other news sources here. We highlighted this thing here. It's not really a price pump, but about how someone in the community members are committing 10,000 USDT to fund a marketing initiative for Casper to get its name out there more, which could be helpful. For those who don't understand, who don't know, Casper Commons is the guy who originally ran the quote unquote official. It's not official, it's obviously, but the Casper page, the Casper currency page, the Casper Commons is the guy who originally ran that, but due to the backlash and everything, he's now changed so he can now post the content he wants to post, and that's being taken over by somebody else now, or a group of other people. Again, that's still being fleshed out. But this is basically the Casper currency page now, Casper Commons. So you can check him out on Twitter. Equally check me out as well. Links down below in the description, also on my homepage here as well. But yeah, he basically just retweeted this as well about, a marketing thing coming through, which is very good to see. And what's also interesting as well, which could also maybe be a price pumper here, is MEXC. They've just lost their Aquaman status right now, seeing 23 million outflows. And I think the reason why is because of this. How despite 10 BPS upgrade, you're still seeing significantly long 29-hour withdrawal delays. They're delaying your ability to withdraw your Casper, which is terrible. And, if they upgraded him, and I don't understand why it's happening. So MEXC just lost Aquaman because of the withdrawals, now holding less than 1 billion Casper. I mean, it's still holding a hell of a lot, so, it probably get it back, who knows. But this is, again, is the risk you take by holding on an exchange. If you're trading, of course, fine, trade the way it is. But if you're holding and simply all you're doing is holding, you should have a cold wallet. You should have a Tangent wallet, one key, Ledger, whatever it is, you should have a cold wallet. And because MEXC have had very, very big issues with withdrawing Casper, in particular, seemingly only Casper, with the Casper network, people are now taking it off the exchange because they don't trust MEXC. So that could also be something. Again, I don't think there's nothing here in the sources that I've covered that's definitive for why Casper's pumping right now, besides maybe it's just time for it to pump because there's a lot of FOMO driving what's about to come. Maybe exchanges are trying to drive the price up, preparing for a listing. Again, time will tell. Crescendo is a groundbreaking thing, truly innovative, and we'll see, smart contracts and stablecoins coming out in due time as well. Dagonite, inevitably, you'll see big content creators who have faded Casper due to their lack of understanding and their downplaying of Casper probably changed their mind soon enough as well. And we'll see, again, things looking better. Maybe, who knows, maybe even Marathon are starting to hold more Casper now because they've now seen it at a bottom point. Because this is covering what they held at the end of March. So we've now been 2 months since then. In those 2 months period, from March 31st, we were looking down here. March 31st is down here. Since then, March 31st, we're up here. So maybe Marathon are holding more now. Again, we haven't got a reason for why, but it's pumping. And there could be multiple reasons for why. Unknown catalysts that are potentially coming out very soon. Did you have hot romance last night making you talk not as smooth today? No, I did not have hot romance last night. I had a very tough weekend. Let's leave it at that because work's been a hell of a thing. I've been trying to sort out some things on the side, and it's been a headache. So I've not been getting a lot of sleep. Tao's trying to pick resistance 2. Yeah, Tao's looking also relatively strong. It's currently down 2%, but even Tao is this is also a very strong level of resistance for Tao as well. So if you can pick above that, that'd be fantastic news. Tao will probably go a miniature run at some point, but right now it's still just following the market. Casper right now is the only one that's actually pumping aggressively against the market, which is great stuff to see. There'll be a second wave after the Bitcoin hits all-time highs. I'm 100% sure. I do believe so as well. Casper, again, pumping against the rest of the market is very good. And, should it continue that fashion, and we do see the good news from the trade talks tomorrow, they'll hopefully correlate to, therefore, Bitcoin pumping, crypto pumping, and Casper continuing to pump as well. Therefore, Casper hopefully reaching to 13 cents maybe. It's possible. Again, we want to highlight time again how quickly we've seen Casper price pump in the past. In such a short span of time. Very, very quick and volatile pumps. 50%, yes, but that's from 9, 10 cents to 14, 15 cents. We can see Casper definitely make a big move in a short time frame, and that will drive more FOMO. Those who've been holding since down here, there will be some people who bought in down there. They're very bullish. A lot of people who are bullish on Casper, who were bearish on Casper, who still cover Casper content, who became very bearish, they're now bullish again. Yeah, I see people who I saw who were covering Casper all early who were very, very bearish, they're now actually very bullish on Casper. So again, things are turning around for Casper. When will we see smart contracts in your opinion, and do you think it will immediately have an impact on the price? Sources suggest it'll be sometime in the next month or two. Whether it be just the Ethereum virtual machines or actual ZK, I don't know. Definitely Ethereum virtual machines. I'm not sure we'll get ZK as well. So native smart contract, I'm not sure, but we'll definitely see smart contract in the next month or two. And it won't necessarily have a direct impact on the price like smart contracts then boom. It'll be smart contracts will probably cause a price pump of sorts, and then adoption will flow through, and that will generate the price for Casper when more adoption comes through. So it comes down to adoption ultimately. Smart contracts and stablecoins have a higher chance to pump the price on the day than 10 BPS did, as it provenly did. But it's the adoption we need to generate more transactions, more volume on the platform, and therefore more rewards for the miners to then want to get back to mining Casper again. And I think we'll see Binance before too much longer. I was convinced months ago they wait for 10 BPS. We'll soon find out. Yeah, maybe. I mean, Casper's doing very well, so maybe they are the ones who are pumping Casper's price right now. Today is Sunday. Typically this wallet buys on Mondays and Thursdays. I know it's been a bit skewed recently, but typically they buy on Monday and Thursday. Maybe we'll see it by tomorrow as well. They will wait Bitcoin all-time highs, I think, for Casper closing to all-time high. Maybe. Although at the same time, if you think Casper's going to rally much higher, you might be better off trying to list it here as opposed to listing it up here. Because that's going to be a very, very tough level of resistance. So you're better off listing it here, seeing it get rejected there, and then struggling a bit, and then just blowing past it, as opposed to listing up here, trying to be the catalyst that blows past it, and it may not be as significant enough. So again, we have to wait and see what the minds of Binance, we don't know. Could list early next week, depending on price action, maybe. After the trade door, again, it's a possibility. I'm optimistic. Not, emotional, being logical, I'm still waiting, but I'm optimistic. Keke to the moon, Casper to the moon. Keke right now is, where's Kiki? Or Keke Kiki, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I'm going to say Keke. It's here? Yeah, 25, $880,000 market cap, 6.6k volume, and it's got 2k holders. It'll do well, I reckon. I reckon it'll do well. How well, I don't know, but it's currently up 6% right now. It could do very, very well. Wolfie's having a very good run right now, up 23%, which I'm very pleased about. Wolfie at 1.2 mil market cap, which is good for Wolfie. And then you've got all the other ones here. The Nacho, the Zeals, PP, Kango, Cap. All these ones, I think all of them are going to do very, very well. Some of them will definitely fall off. You'll see more coming out, I'm sure, when Casper starts to rally, and there'll be scams as well. So be careful. Anything you get into, don't just try and find the next new best thing. Of course, there'll be something that'll be alright, but there's a good possibility of Casper starting to rally. You'll see a lot of new memes coming out that are just scams. To be very careful. But this ecosystem is about to explode more so as well, with Casper's price, with listings and everything else as well. Let's go, Casper. Adam, looking very strong right now. It's actually, let's look at a smaller time frame as well. Sorry, I need to put down my water bottle and get my cursor out so I can actually move the chart around. Let's look at a closer time frame as well. Let's go down to the 15 minute. Why not? So we can see right now, Casper made that very, very nice rally. Which was happening earlier today. And we can see right now it's continuously testing this support. And we can even go a little bit closer. Let's go down to the 5 minute. Touch here, came back down. See question about that. It's still struggling. I'd be surprised if it does break above it today. If it does, fantastic. But it's consolidating right now between this zone here, which is interesting. Interesting to see right now. So maybe it'll break above this. We'll have to see where it goes from here. But it's had a very, very nice rally since, what's that, 3 hours? It's been 3 hours Casper started to rally. And actually, that makes sense as well, because I finished my executive roundtable with the members here, the VIPs in there, around 4 o'clock. And Casper was already down here. An hour later, it started to make that massive rally. Casper very popular in China. This trade deal could be another reason Casper is pumping more than others. That's also possible, yeah. You saw BTCC list Casper. While it has fallen off now in trading volume, when BTC first listed Casper, it had like 33% or 40% of the trading volume originally. It's fallen off now. It's down, where's BTC at now? There. So it's very, very low now, but it was very popular originally. Yeah, so that could also be a reason for it as well. People are not stupid, Casper the endgame. Well, you say that. There's definitely a possibility of people who are just saying things to try and, stack their bags early. Definitely a possibility of such. I've not listened to the video from House of Crypto, who apparently mentioned Casper, or he put Casper in the thumbnail. I haven't looked through it. I don't really plan to, unless someone tells me I should. I don't really care to. There's nothing the reason why I don't think there's anything that House Crypto is going to talk about regarding Casper at least that I don't know myself already. So I don't need to watch him. But I mean, yeah, people are, I wouldn't say stupid, but they are ignorant. They haven't looked enough. For us, of course, Casper's the end game, but a lot of people don't understand the effectiveness and the necessity for decentralization for Casper. They don't understand that. They're like, oh yeah, it's fine, we can go to, XRP or SUI, which both are fine, both will do well, at least initially, but when Casper actually starts gaining the more adoption through much more superior technology, then they'll threaten them. Right now they're fine, they'll do well, they'll cycle, no doubt. But in the long run, they're just like any other asset. Because they are also proof of stakes, they can just print more because they have enough centralized authority where they can just say, oh, we need more XRP, we need more SUI, let's just print more. Casper, you have a complete decentralized nature at the core, so you have to get over 51% of the top holders and mining supply to agree to create more Casper. And that's going to be hard. Not impossible, of course, but it's going to be hard, so unlikely, therefore. Casper's the end game for us, we understand that, but whether it actually comes to fruition or not, and people realize that, people will come too late. People typically are always too late. That's fine by me. I'll stack more while it's cheap and sit back and relax when it does explode. I've heard people call him a page chiller. I have no idea. He's always had an issue with Casper because he was completely wrong with his Casper prediction back in the early days. Again, I'll take your word for it. I don't know personally. I have no idea personally. If he doesn't like Casper, that's perfectly fine. My only hope is that, he doesn't become so vengeful against Casper that he ends up, losing everything. I doubt it's going to happen. But, there's a time where there are people who obviously have held certain cryptos, Casper included right now, people who got in Casper around here, who have lost a lot of money, a lot of them want to sell now. And that's fine. Again, you do what you need to do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm an educator. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research, at your discretion. But at the same time, if Casper ends up exploding up here, what I've been trying to educate people here is, all I will say is, well, I don't know why you're surprised. Like, we're here every day talking about Casper. We're showcasing source after source of what's coming to the space. You got my VIP group, even more in-depth information on what's coming to crypto. In the next 2 years, by the way, if you want to find out, next 2 years, we're going to see the biggest transformation in this financial sector with crypto. And AI as well. If you want to find out that stuff, again, available in the VIP group down below in the description. You can join for free 7-day free trial. Again, information's down there below. And we're also doing trades as well, so we're able to actively keep up the markets as well. We've been doing very, very well. There's a lot more to find out there. But yeah, if you have a vengeful vendetta against something, that's fair enough, understandable. But at times you've got to put away your pride. I lost money in the last cycle, and assets I just wanted to stay away from. But I've come to learn that, again, emotions are a very, very damaging thing as an investor. If you're so hateful against Casper, and if you try not to get into it because you don't have a personal thing against it, you could end up losing out. Because Casper is very, very early, and it's got so much more room for growth. He was telling everyone to sell Casper because it was going to fall in price, but instead it went parabolic rise. I mean, yeah, that comes down to be fair, Casper just surprised a lot of people early on. So that's, I guess it's fair enough. It would surprise a lot. Casper would surprise a lot. Jumping from 5 to 20 cents, like that surprised a lot of people in a bear market. Definitely surprised a lot of people. But at this point now, if you're hating Casper, while I understand no smart contracts and that sort of stuff, like, those are going to be non-mute points in the future. And Casper evidently is superior to other infrastructures in terms of what it's meant to be for, which is for payment for speed. SUI is meant to be for speed. Casper is faster. XRP, cross-border payment for institutions, which are also faster. Casper's faster than that, though. Solana is meant to be for speed. Casper's faster and more secure. So, in regards to speed, Casper is the most superior, seemingly, in this space right now. The only one I think is close to Casper right now is potentially Say, but even then Casper's faster, and then Hyperliquid. Casper's faster than Hyperliquid and Say, while being decentralized and secure. But those are one I think I can somewhat compete in regards to speed of Casper, somewhat. But I mean, yeah. Again, I don't know HOC personally. I don't really watch his content much either. I'm not trying to by any means throw beef or fun at him. I don't care enough about him respectfully. I'm just highlighting again that there's definitely still a massive misunderstanding of Casper. And again, for me, the main comment for me here is this middle paragraph here about how the block DAG is highly limiting on transaction throughput. That is incorrect factually. The smart contracts, which you can't deploy as true, aiming to implement right now but it's not looking good, that's subjective, and I disagree. It's a great chain for fallen newbies thinking it's good. I disagree, that's also subjective. There's no fact in that. The only thing that's factual is no smart contract deployment yet. That's changing soon. And the block DAG thing is factually incorrect. So yeah, it is what it is. Like, it doesn't bother me. Again, I have no care for it. Over 4,000 TPS right now. What high fees and clutter we're talking about? I mean, Casper right now is only running on a, 8 TPS. It can scale up to, I believe it was 3,000, not 4,000. I think Casper can scale right now to 3,000 TPS. But of course, there will be congestion when it's got a lot of, when it's got, millions of people, billions of people on the platform, on the infrastructure, you'll see congestion. So it will end up being clutter. He's talking about when we see high fees and clutter, when we get to a certain scale. And that is correct. But at that point, Casper might have DAG night, which would make it better. At that point, Casper might have 32 BPS, 100 BPS. So that might limit that possibility as well. Casper's thought for everything. Casper is literally built for speed while still being decentralized. It's literally what Bitcoin's meant to be. Okay, people telling me around the board now he's a paid shiller. Again, I'll take your word for it. Either way, that's again the thing. People, when you're a big YouTuber, and one day I hope to be a big YouTuber myself, but not with the same sort of mold. But when you're a big YouTuber, people just pay you to talk about stuff, and you'll take it because money's money, right? But there's a certain level of research and understanding that needs to be had when you're talking about something. Otherwise, you lose credibility. I don't know him. If he's paid shiller, then so be it. He'll come to realize his mistakes in Casper, I believe. Everyone will when Casper starts to rally against everything else. The only thing that I think people are going to find about Casper is, people are saying $10 Casper. That's the only thing. The only thing I believe people are going to say at the end of the cycle, quote unquote end of the cycle, is people are saying $10 Casper didn't reach $10. And I'm like, okay, well, so you're taking the opinion of Moon Boys, so why Casper's doing bad, therefore. That is ridiculous. If you look at a subjective and logical viewpoint, $10 Casper, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's highly unlikely. I'm not doing price predictions for you to decide, but $10, $250 billion market cap for me is too much in this cycle. Future, sure. If Bitcoin if crypto reaches a $10 trillion market cap, Casper may do very, very well. Would it reach $10? Unlikely. Not impossible, but unlikely. But if people are going to use that as their basis for hating Casper, then hey, don't be emotional, be logical, right? What's up, my man? Welcome back to the channel. That guy, House of Crypto, hates on all Casper all the time. Oh, there you go. Again, more proof of such there. He's only interested in making bucks for himself. Is what it is, right? Did they take the page down? I can't find it. Did they? Let me see. If they took the page down, then that could potentially be worrying, but we'll see. I'm trying to find it. Did I type like that? I'm trying to find it in my community right now. I have to go through my Twitter. It's going to take so long to do because I'm not sure how long ago it was I made that post. I'll find it in a sec. But yeah, if they took the page down, then that will. Oh, it's right here. Okay, never mind. No, it's still there. Page is still there. How to buy Casper. I'm gonna link this in my community. I thought I had already, but I haven't done. So I'll link this in my community right here, so you can see crypto.com page on how to buy Casper is right here. Still there. Step by step how to buy it. So again, potentially they're gonna list it very soon. That's the belief at least. Popular Casper conversion pairs to Australian dollars, euros, all that stuff there as well. So yeah, they're still there. Just woke up. Hey, welcome back. Hope you're doing very, very well. I'm glad you're joining the channel right now. Where's my Mexi manipulation? Oh, I mean, apparently the... Hopefully I didn't jinx it. Yeah, hopefully you didn't. Pi listing. I mentioned Pi earlier. I'm trying to think when I mentioned Pi. I mentioned Pi in the top assets here. One of the ones that are pumping the most right now. Maybe Pi did get a listing. I can search it up real quick. I don't ever talk about Pi. Oh, but I have to do it like this. Anything about Pi? Just looks like it's pumping for the sake of pumping right now. In the same week, Pi Network is dropping a mega announcement after so it looks like something else coming out. Trump is teasing the next post. My next truth will be one of the most important and impactful I've ever issued. Enjoy. In this same week, Pi Network is dropping a mega announcement after teasing it last week. Well, let's see what Pi... I mean, again, I don't care for Pi personally. I don't particularly trust Pi. That's old. May 8th. Pi exam announcement will be released on May 14th. Okay, so that's probably what's driving the price now. It's FOMO. It's a major exam announcement coming out on May 14th, which, by the way, is my birthday. Those who have been asking, that's my birthday. May 14th, on Wednesday. So hopefully that'll be the day Casper makes all-time highs, right? I mean, I'll talk about that to see what they're talking about, see what happens with Pi, but that's probably what's causing it right now. Newly released features enabled more verified people to have mainnet wallets to directly participate in the mainnet utilities. Yeah, I mean, that's Pi right now. Casper will eventually get to 100 BPS and beyond. Idiots don't realize that us miners have machines in our house and sheds, etc. that can also be upgraded without the need for centralized like proof of stake. You're also right. Yeah, people again will come to learn about Casper as a matter of time. It's actually pronounced Sui. Oh, Sui. Oh, you're talking about Sui. Sui. Okay. Well, I hear people pronounce it very, very differently. Like this one is called C, and apparently it's Say. Like, can't you just make it very easy? Like Cas. That's very evidently Cas. You know, why you gotta make it put two vowels? When you put two vowels next to each other, it just sounds weird. And everyone pronounces it very differently. I mean, either way, that's Sui or Sui. Either way, yeah, that's Sui. What's up, Andy? Both doing very, very well. Got 50 more Casper. Love that, man. Keep stacking that bag. Keep stacking it indeed. What's up, Nelly Mobo? Retire on Casper. We are early friends. Greetings from Germany. Greetings from you. Guten Tag. They're doing the dirty work to pick their own bags. Maybe they are. Maybe they are doing the dirty work to pick their own bags. But either way, they're still on Casper, so it doesn't bother me either way. Accumulate more Casper, as we should be doing. What is a good bag of holding of Casper? That's completely up to you. There's no good... For me, if you're holding Casper, great. There is no such thing as a good bag of holding of Casper because everybody has different financial situations. Some people here have a lot of wealth. They're rich. Or they have more capital. They're fine, therefore. So they might have more Casper, therefore. Some other people may only have $100 to their name that they can afford to invest. It has to be what you do, excess money, right? Not money you need. So you've got to diversify accordingly. There's no such thing as a good bag of Casper. If you're holding Casper, that's a good bag. How much is up to you. You've got to just do your own research. If you want to keep buying Casper, then keep DCAing or whatever it may be. And yeah, it'll come to fruition soon enough. And again, Casper for me is a very long-term holding. This market as well will be fantastic, as we're seeing right now, but long-term holding as well. Nacho got up nice as well. Yeah, Nacho is looking very good right now. Very good indeed. It's great stuff to see. I'm from Germany, so I want to get Casper here. Hey, UK also sucks. UK have so many strict regulations. Like, I am so limited here. The moment I can, I'm leaving the country. I'm so for real. The moment I have the capital to actually effectively live abroad. Right now, if I'm honest, I'd probably choose like somewhere in Asia because Asia is cheaper. And there are also less restrictive rules in Asia. I'll probably choose Asia. I mean, if I could choose the US, I'd choose the US, honestly. But US is also quite expensive. Not as expensive as the United Kingdom, but still expensive. Actually, I don't know, because about healthcare. Again, that's something I haven't really looked into too properly. But when I get the chance to effectively leave, I will. Oh, that's hilarious. He hates on Casper many comments on the video. I guess Casper refused to sponsor him. I mean, Casper's not going to sponsor anyone. It's not what Casper's about. If the community fund wants to make a marketing fund wants to pay someone to sponsor them, then there's something else. But Casper as a project won't sponsor anyone. I'm so in love with Casper. Actually should be. Belgium, welcome, Devious. Yes, my man. I have family in Belgium actually. Promotes low cap rubbish coins, saying they'll go up. Why probably packing bags to dump on his following. I mean, there's a lot of people who seemingly do that as well. It's dog eat dog world. It's got to be careful, right? Kraken's also a good exchange. Yeah, true. Kraken's a good exchange. I've had mixed opinions about Pionex, but I don't think they're that bad. But I've not used them that much personally. I use them a little bit. Who else? I mean, Kraken's the best one for me. KuCoin's not bad. I don't have KuCoin. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed in the UK. But I've heard a lot of people use KuCoin and they love the exchange, so KuCoin's not a bad one. And then hopefully you'll get crypto.com very soon as well. That's the dream. Wow, I've still got so many questions. I'm going to have to skip some questions, guys. I'll be honest, that's so many questions. I love you all, but that is too much. And I still got to make videos for Casper today as well. If exchanges do work, then 10k Casper will tar your bloodline in the future. True. I mean, 10k Casper, if you think about Casper potentially reaching like $1,000 in the future, 10k Casper would equate therefore to $1 million. So, and again, it depends on how much money you have and also how much your lifestyle needs to be. Because some people can live purely off like 100k. If you're in like parts in Asia and you have $100,000, then you could probably live comfortably there and retire. But if you're in the US, you'll probably need the millions. Can you take Casper to a private wallet with Kraken? Yeah, I mean, all you got to do, to my knowledge, is just you have it on Kraken, and then you get your wallet, your private wallet, your cold storage, ID, or not ID, but the address, and then you just send it from the exchange to the address. Yeah, yes, just use, that's all you have to do. So you just got to put in the wallet ID. What I always do whenever I make a transaction, no matter what, is I will always send a very, very small portion. For example, when I used to use L Bank Exchange, I buy whatever Casper on there, and I send the minimum amount, which is 10 Casper. I send 10 Casper to my cold storage Tangent wallet, and even though I sent 11 Casper because it's 10 Casper withdrawal fee. So it's, I do literally the smallest sum possible. It's 11 Casper transaction over to my Tangent wallet with a 10 withdrawal fee. Therefore, I'm only getting 1 Casper. But I make sure that even though I have it already saved, I make sure to do the test all the time to see if it works. And then once it works, then I'll just repeat the process and send the rest of it over that I want to send over. I always do tests because it's just the last thing you want to do is accidentally miss a number or something like that, and you lose all the Casper you hold, or all the crypto you hold. So I always do test transactions just in case. You might be wasting more in regards to transaction fees, but it's a safe approach, right? What percentage of the pullback do you think of the bull run? If I was to hazard a guess right now, and that's constantly changing my prediction about it, because again, the institutional sources I'm finding out in my VIP group that I'm disclosing to members here has me believing that it could be lesser than predictions. But right now, I'd say probably 50%, 60%. Not 80, not 70, like typically. I'm currently around 60, 50%. But again, that could change very quickly depending on institutional sentiment. Bitpanda, and you can only buy and sell Casper with it. Okay, or maybe not Bitpanda then. But I think Kraken should be fine at least. Bit of Arvo, cheaper. I mean, you got Bit of Arvo as well. There you go. KuCoin, I like KuCoin as well. At least I've heard about KuCoin, so I don't use it. So when I say I like KuCoin, all my close mates who have been able to get KuCoin, they like KuCoin. So I'm like, yeah, okay, well, KuCoin's probably a good exchange therefore. But it's not a personal thing, so yeah, again, don't take my word for it. If you need help, just tell me. KuCoin or Kraken, and Kraken true, but it's just extra fees since we use euros. I mean, yeah, it's the pain of extra fees is always going to be just frustrating. Hopefully in the future, not too distant future either, you'll be able to buy Casper with stablecoins on the actual platforms like Casper.com or Casplex or Igra. You'll be able to buy it on there and therefore not have to go through all the pain of going through an exchange, which would be great for Casper as well. Kraken has 7-day pause for withdrawals for new users. KuCoin has 1 day if I remember right, but after you can do whatever you want. Well, that's good to know. Thank you very much, Eternal Night again. It's just to make sure you don't get botted, basically, I'm guessing. Their fees are high, I think. I'm not sure. I think KuCoins are okay. I think Krakens are okay. I'm not sure about KuCoins, though. LBank's fees can be quite high, though. I even transfer between them and it takes 1 minute max between transfer. Yeah, I mean, LBank for me took like half an hour. Bitvar is cheap, plus protected for Europeans. That's also good to hear. Someone capitulated, I wonder who. I mean, yeah, we're seeing a small pullback, but, we'll see. I'm sure it'll be fine. Get yourself a tangible referral link, so when I buy the ring, I can support you. I will get that set up. Tell you what, I'll get it set up this month, right? Because I'm going away to Scotland with my family in about on the 20th of May. So that is 9 days from now. I'll still be doing live streams, although the times will be very, very skewed. But while I am, on holiday technically with my family, I'll set up some of the, the tasks, if you will, like the stuff like, the tax stuff that I have to do, all that sort of stuff. I'll be doing all those grueling tasks. I'll set up the Tangent wallet then as well and get a referral link as well. The target of the triangle is 16 cents, so that's coming maybe. I mean, Casper right now is looking strong, looking very strong, and I'm running against the market, so hopefully it'll continue. And tomorrow could be a very bullish day if this announcement comes to fruition as well. So look forward to it. But anyways, I'm going to look through some questions really quickly. I'm about to wrap it up for today. Put the moving average on the Casper chart. I'll do it. I mean, I haven't got a thingy account, trading view account, so I can only do one indicator at a time. 200. Why? But I've only got one on it. Yeah, I don't pay for trading view. I'm not going to do that. I've only got one here. It should be allowed 2. I'll get this up for the next stream if I can do, but to my knowledge, you should be allowed to have. Yeah, basic is 2, so I don't know why. What have I got? What? RSI. I haven't got the RSI, do I? Oh, I do down here. I see it. Yeah. Had the RSI for a while though. I don't even know what that is. Oh yeah, I know what that is actually. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll move that real quick, and I'll get it up real quick as well. 200 daily moving average. So yeah, it's currently above the daily moving average, and I can equally sharp. What, you want the 51? 50 moving average. Well, I could just get that one, can't I? That show all 7. Oh yeah, I can't use that one then. I'll just get 100. That should work, right? I don't use moving averages very often, truth be told. I don't feel the need to use them. People have got loads here, but I can't. Let's remove that and then 100. Sorry guys, I'm being very noobish right now, I guess. There you go. So that's moving average issue. You got 50 being the green, 100 being the orange, and yellow being the 200. So we can see right now Casper is above all the moving averages today, which is good to see. Been a while as well. Been a very, very long time since Casper been above all 3 moving averages. So that does represent, therefore, a bullish trend up. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to remove the moving average for a second and load up the RSI. That's another indicator that I haven't used in a very long time. But I'll do it up real quickly as well. There's a strength index right here. See right now, Casper looks like it's getting to the overbought region. So we might see again some call-off pressure very soon. But we saw that here. Saw some call-off, and it's gone up higher again. So evidently Casper, despite having more oversold here, despite the price was lower, seeing Casper again still in a bullish trend. So we might see it again, see a pullback probably around here, and then it'll come back, and then it'll probably continue going up again, and up and up and up. Especially if we get a listing, it'll be very big. Did you check out why people copy Casper on GitHub? I have not, unfortunately, no. I imagine it's just people just trying to do something illicit. As long as people know where the actual Casper GitHub is, it's not a problem. And you can find that through the actual Casper Discord, so it shouldn't be too problematic. When stablecoins, that is a good question. I know Casper have got the opcodes ready for it, but we've not heard anything just yet. I know some are waiting for smart contracts as well, so I think they have to wait for layer 2 first before they can launch stablecoins, so hopefully soon. But I can't say for sure right now. Do you have any info when smart contract will be a thing for Casper? Some Capital says before Q3, so that's in the next 2 months. That's all we've heard so far, though. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard Q2. Capital says Q2. And then native ones will come some point soon as well. I'm starting window shopping for new Lambos. Hey, big up to you, Shire Man. Hopefully you get a nice Casper mint green one. But yeah, I haven't got any more questions. That's okay. Boom, boom, boom to the moon in due time. I hope we don't have a trade deal with the I mean, I disagree, because the trade deal is literally what's going to save. Like, I understand maybe not trusting China. I understand people not trusting China, but the trade deal is what is like. We need the trade deal, you know. The entire point of tariffs was to weaken their military power and prevent war. No, it wasn't. The whole point of the tariffs was because they had over $1.2 trillion trade deficit. Because America were getting taken advantage of for trading. That's why the tariffs came through, to force other countries to get a better favourable trade deal with America, to fair trade deal. That's why tariffs were implemented, not to prevent war or military power, is to do this. Not liking China is fine. Again, you can like or hate who you want. I have no opinion on the matter, but we should hope for a trade deal with China, because that will generate more investment into America and therefore higher price in crypto as well. True. Yeah, also true. If you're a millionaire, you won't care about healthcare fees, but yeah. I mean, I haven't been to America before. I do plan to one day, but I've been to Japan last year. In fact, it was this time last year. Was it this? No, almost this time last year. I went in 2024, end of May, and it was beautiful. Absolutely love Japan. I'd love to go again. I plan to visit other countries in Asia as well, and America. But once I become a millionaire, hopefully. Lazy way to get Casper by a Tangent wallet and become a miner with the mining address in the Tangent wallet. That's also true. You can just mine Casper directly and get Casper that way. But yeah, I mean, with that being said, I think that will be it for today's Casper and crypto mine live stream. Crypto Galaxy tell first in the public. I'm an early investor. Oh yeah, I mean, people who found Crypto Galaxy early about Casper, then you're very early. So yeah, I mean, even now we're early. People who found it down here, you're absolutely, got a gem behind you, right? So you're very, very fortunate. So good for doing your research. It's the first coin, first block DAG, exactly. True coin indeed. But that being said, that will be it for today's daily Casper and crypto live stream. Still bitter by the whole Revolutionary War thing. You got jokes. You just chat and waffle. If you enjoyed, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. If you want to know about crypto and Casper and have a more community of people who love to just tell jokes like Mr. Miles here, a friendly community where you can chill chat and equally learn more about crypto, check out the public server, the community server here. It will be even more in tuned and learn a lot more in-depth information, trading alerts, educational videos on what to how to use certain things, as well as alpha information from what institutions are looking at, and weekly live streams and much more as well. For a free 7-day free trial, links down below in the description as well, and actually in the homepage as well on the what page. VIP group. Have a great day, good evening, and good night, everybody, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care now.